Hello, my coloring friends of the coloring community. Welcome welcome back to my channel. It has been a while. I'm so sorry. It has been, I think, 7 days since my last video. I was planning on doing a color with me last Friday, but temperatures here in the Netherlands were incredibly high for Dutch standards. Let me get that very clear. There are over, I think it's in Fahrenheit, over the 90s. And ACs are not very common in the Netherlands, so we do it with fans, keep our houses closed up. So I was living in the bat cave for 3 days. It finally cooled down a bit, not very much, but it's doable. And as some people might have seen in my introduction video a couple of months ago, I color in my conservatory, so it's like a furnace in here when the sun is out. So that's the reason why I'm a little bit late with this color along. I posted a poll on my community page here on YouTube asking how what your preference is when I do a color along. Would you like to speed it up with some relaxing music, normal speed with some music, or would you like a color and chat? Well, a lot of people voted, and the majority has said that they would like a color and chat. Well, that is really out of my comfort zone, and I knew it was going to go this way, so maybe I did it on purpose. I'm a really introvert person, so this is going to be out of my comfort zone, but that's good. That is good. The page I'm going to color is the one you chose to do for the Camellia Angel Cova prompt. It's this one. For me, not an easy page. I looked at it for a few days, had no idea what to do with this one. But to get me a little bit started, I picked out two. Oh, my brain isn't working. It's still not working because of the heat. Color combinations from the Sarah Renee Clark color cubes. I'm so sorry. Bear with me. And because the prompt was fire for the past week, I chose number 020. That's from color cube number 1. And I chose 419. And that's from color cubes number 2. And I already picked the pencils to go with those various colors, and I decided these are the only supplies I am going to use. I'm not going to do any alcohol markers because of the tiny details. I'm gonna just stick to pencils. And I think this video will be kind of a mishmash of color and chat, some speeding up, because I would really like to keep my videos under an hour. So maybe some off-camera coloring, or I will see how it goes. So, excuse me. Let's get started. As I said, I have no idea, not really in my head, what I am going to do with this page, what I'm going to do with the different colors. First of all, I'm going to sharpen this one, my trusty doll. I can recommend this one. Sorry for the noise. I think I'm gonna start with a darker combination. This is amazing. PC 925, so this is Crimson Lake. This is the black, PC 935. Get this sharpened. And I'm going to pick the bright red. This is PC 923. That's Scarlet Lake. And let's see where that is going to get us. put these aside before they roll off the table on the floor. So let's see. I think I'm going to do her wings from dark to all the way down to bright yellow. And because, yeah, the body, I don't know yet. So I'm going to start with this wing. How I color, I love to keep it light in the beginning, even though I am coloring with Prisma colors. I love to keep it light to get a feeling of where my shading is going to be. So let's start with the black. So take my hand and put it right at the back and put in. I am not the kind of colorist that is paying a lot of attention of where the light is coming from. I just do what I think is beautiful, and that's just my style of coloring. Coloring for me is something I need to do, and not have to think a lot about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Sometimes I see my own coloring, I think, oh, 5-year-old could do better than that, but it relaxes me. So that's the black. Let's see what it does with the Crimson Lake. And sometimes I get lucky and it all works and it all comes together. I always color with the tiny circles like that, and I'm actually kind of marking where I like my colors to go, and if I like it the way it looks, and if I like it, I will go in with a little bit more pressure and see how that is going to go. So I hope everybody is having a great weekend right now. For me, it is a really slow and quiet weekend. This is the Scarlet Lake, the PC923. Every color I use, I will put on the screen. And I do have to turn my book because I'm right-handed and sometimes I just don't have a comfortable position. So everybody having a great weekend, and I hope you had a great week. I had a weird week because past Monday I had to take my daughter and her boyfriend to the airport, and she was going on a trip to Sweden. A few years ago she met somebody, a girl online while gaming, and they became best friends, and her name is Lynn, and Lynn visited last year, and now it was my daughter's turn to visit Sweden, so she's still there. So it was a really quiet week for me, actually quite boring. I hate it when my daughter is away. She is 20, by the way. She's a young adult, but it's just me and her in this house. So sometimes it gets a bit lonely. And because work is very slow at the moment. See, I don't like that. Work is very slow at the moment, so I had a very weird week. For people who don't know, I am a sales rep. I work as an account manager, as well, how we call it here in the Netherlands, for a medical devices company. And I visit nursing homes, home care, hospitals, for the left lower quarter of the Netherlands. For most people it sounds like a really big piece of ground to cover, but it's not that bad. So I'm on the road a lot, and weirdly enough, in my profession I have to talk a lot, And talking on camera is not something I'm very used to. So maybe because English is not my native tongue. As you may know, I speak Dutch, and you may hear it, I'm a bit slow when I talk because I have to think of what I am going to say, and then I have to translate it in my mind and do that on camera. So sometimes it takes me a while to find the words. But in the Netherlands, we get English at a very young age at school. So I think I was 12 when I got my first English lesson at school. So that's why all the Dutchies are very good in speaking English. This is not going the way I wanted it to be. Oh, I'll make something out of it. All right. But still, if you have to do that on camera, it's not that easy. If you don't have, if you go on YouTube and you look up the best way to make a video, they say you have to script it. Well, in my job, companies love writing scripts, and I hate talking from a script. If you script something, it doesn't come naturally. And I think it has to come naturally. This is who I am, and this is how I talk, and this is what I like to do. And if I script it, it's not my thing. So still working on this part. So my week started actually quite busy with taking my kid to the airport, and she flew from the airport in Belgium. That's Zaventem, so that's near Brussels, and from my house that's about an hour drive. And I actually worked from home almost the entire week from there, with the exception of Friday, because yes, my company also had problems with the whole computer blackout, so I could not work. So I took the day off on Friday. I'm gonna burnish this one because I don't like the blending with the black, so I'm going over the black with the Crimson Lake to darken this up with the red, to get a better blend with the Scarlet Lake color. So, and then the heat came, and I know 32 Celsius or about 90 Fahrenheit is, for some people in this community, is nothing, but I hate the heat. I really, really don't like the heat. I just cannot function. I don't know why, we're just not used to it. Days like that are not very common in the Netherlands. I think we get about 3 to 4 days a year for this kind of temperatures. So that is also why we don't all have ACs in our house. We just don't want to do the investment of putting in an AC for 4 days. We are Dutch. They say the Dutch are cheap, but I think we are calculated on where we spend our money. And for 2-3 days a year, I am not gonna put in an expensive AC. I'm a single mom. I work hard for my money, so I can only spend it once. So no AC for me. So last night it was hot. I think it was 28 degrees Celsius in my bedroom. And I have 2 little chihuahuas, so they got the fan. So mommy did not have any fan on her, so I didn't get much sleep. Let's see if I can make something out of this, because I don't like where this is going. Let's make me a lighter color. That's it with me. I always don't like a coloring page when I just started it. And getting further in the page, it will come together, and then I will start to like it. It takes a while with me, and so what else can we talk about? Well, let's talk about a little bit about me. I'm 50. Yick. So I am, yes, a Gen X. Grew up in the 80s. Have been married, divorced, dated, gave up, and moved on. So now I'm single, and I think I chose to stay that way, and I love to stay that way. Oh, by the way, I'm so sorry. This is Mineral Orange BC 133. Because I love my life. I got my own house. I got my car. I got my job. I got my hobbies. And I really like how it's going. So I'm gonna keep it that way. Sorry, guys. As I said, I work as a sales rep, full-time, hoping in the future that my channel will grow and that I can choose to work a little bit less hours, because right now I'm working 40. In the Netherlands, that's just a full-time week. I cannot get the edge off. Well, I'll keep it that way. So I just work the 40 hours, so that's quite busy. And I've been doing this work for 24, 25 years. Sometimes it's just time to do something else, but because I'm by myself, I'm financially depending on my job. So that sometimes makes it a bit difficult. But hopefully with this channel, maybe in the near future, I can cut off my hours and do this instead. Where did my trusty brush go? Here it is. That's it with Prismas. Keep a brush in hand. As you can see, I am one for doing a lot of layers and keep on fuzzing. I keep fuzzing. I actually keep going until the paper doesn't want to take any more pigment. And then I stop, and then there's no way back. And I started this with the black. I regret it because it's too dark already. Maybe it will turn out great if I do the rest of the wing, but I'm taking the dark out for now. I have to do the other wing with the black as well for the synergy in the page, but I don't like it. All right, I have been doing my channel now from, I think I started in May already. Time flies. My glasses are leaving. It's warm. I started this channel in May, and I love it. I love doing this. I love talking to all of you guys. It's a really, really nice community, lovely people. You are all so kind. In my job, in my daily life, I'm a really competitive world with targets and goals you have to achieve, and keeping everybody, especially the bosses, happy. And it's such a, how do you say that? It's so relaxing to see that this community, we don't see each other as competitors. We support each other, we actually. We love giving each other support and supporting each other's channels. And it doesn't mind what you color or how you color or how your pages look. It's all beautiful. It's all beautiful because you made it. And that is what makes this community special. It's your coloring page, and it doesn't matter how it looks. It's something to be proud of. And that is what I love in the coloring community. Let me get a sip of tea. Oh, and for the I think the people from the UK and the Americans, we drink black tea. Really, I drink really black tea. No milk in this one. So, and we all learn from one another, so that's really nice. Okay, how to proceed with this wing? Let me see. I ended up with this one, so I am going... No, I'm gonna take this one. Leave the reds, and I'm going to proceed with these three. This is terracotta, pumpkin orange, and mineral orange. Let's see. So, because there is a little bit of shading. Growing a channel is a learning curve. It's a really big learning curve. I had no prior knowledge about editing, how to make a video, how to put music on there, copyright infringements. You need to be a fast learner if you want to build a channel. How do you make your thumbnails? How do you choose a nice title? All that kind of stuff. It was frustrating at times, and sometimes it still is. I don't know if I'm the only one, but maybe because that is, I just started it. Wait, my chihuahua is going off because someone is passing the window. I'm sorry about that. Oh, she coming here. She's angry. I have two chihuahuas, by the way. I have a blonde one. It's the one you're hearing right now. That's the youngest one. She's called Khaleesi. She is 4. And I have an older one who has no care in the world, who sleeps the entire day. And that's he. And his name is Harley. And he just turned 8 on this Wednesday. And he sleeps all day. And that's a black and tan one. They are the guardians of the house. Well, she only barks when she's not asleep. But it's fun to have them around. I have more pets, by the way. People who are following me from the beginning know I have 2 very annoying cockatiels who make a lot of noise, especially when I'm filming. But now I have a solution for that one. So I cover them up. And now they think it's night and they're going to sleep. They're angry at me right now because I do that every time I record the video. As you can see, I need to keep some room for some yellows because I think it has to have some yellows at the end, some lights. So I'm gonna get a yellow. Let's see what will work. I love the bright reds. This is yellow ochre, and I also have the canary yellow. I'm going for the canary yellow. Yeah, well, that's gonna be difficult with the blending. And sometimes I just don't care about the blending. I just do what I think looks good. But it's a big transition from the, what is it, mineral orange to the canary yellow. But I want to keep the amount of pencils to a minimum. So let's see how we are going to do that. And I love it when the transitions are very, how do you say that, sharp. It's difficult with the blending, but I love the effect it has on all the different colors. So I'm going in with just almost no pressure. I'm just stroking it to get trying to get a good blend. And I know this might not be the technique, but it works for me. And Prisma should give us a nice blend despite the color difference. Let's see how this is going to pick the right one. Pull it all the way up. Oh, she is really uncomfortable, the dog. See? And if you now give a little bit more pressure and just squish it in. I'm not really a person who uses blender pencils a lot. Well, now I am going to say something. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm so sorry about that. My next door neighbor has a, how do you say that? A little dog over there because the owner is on vacation. And my tiny chihuahua sees it as an intruder. So now they are barking at each other through the fence. Really hefty. I'm just gonna ignore that one. Well, I don't know about you, but this is going somewhere, actually. So let's see. I am going like that. As you can see, I love the light with the dark over here. So there's a little bit of a transition in there as well. Like that. What I am going to do is I am going to make sure the dogs are quiet, and I'm gonna finish this wing, and I'm gonna do this wing off camera. So I think you get the idea of where I'm going with this. So I will do this off camera and I will be right back. Well, I'm putting in some finishing touches on the second wing. I have to burnish it still, but I thought I'd get back to you a little bit earlier because I did decide to put the yellow ochre, the PC942, in between the mineral orange and the canary yellow, because the blend is a little bit more easier if you put the yellow ochre in. It doesn't have to, but it makes life a little bit easier. And you can see I did it in the last feather over here, that the blend becomes a little bit more smoother when you put the yellow ochre in there. So what I did the first stages, and then I'm going to go back from light to dark. So I'm going to get the yellow ochre and a little bit more pressure and work my way up, and keep doing that until I am happy how it looks. Again, hate the dark line on the top, but I had to continue that one because I did it in the beginning on the other wing, and otherwise it's not nice. So you have to, well, you live and you learn. Hope you can see this, by the way. Still have to get used to. When I have saved enough money, I'm going to buy a normal camera, with a screen you can turn, so because now I don't know how I am coloring. I have my iPad overhead here with the picture down, so every time I am checking if I am on camera I have to duck and put my face under the iPad, because otherwise I cannot see if I am still on screen, yes or no. So now I'm going to take the mineral orange again. Wait, I have to sharpen this one. This is not good. Oh, well, that one will. Take the other one. I think you didn't see that what happened on camera. I think my sharpener is a bit full, so I always keep a little bit of a something with the tissue, and then I can empty my sharpener. Otherwise my entire desk will be covered in it. It actually is right now. And that's also a good tip with coloring. I always keep some baby wipes nearby, especially when I'm playing with watercolor or with paints. Something to get your hands clean, or when an accident with your sharpener happens like this. Quick cleaning of my desk. So that's better. Like that. Okay, where were we? Sharpening the mineral orange. There we go. As you can see, I always like to keep my pencils in my hand. Everybody has their preference on how they like to work, but I like to keep my pencils in my hand so I can switch very quickly from one color to the other. Okay, what were we talking about when the dogs went all ballistic on me? They're quiet now again, they're sleeping. And the dog next door is a Frenchie. Has been barking for past half hour. He is not doing okay. So I have more pets. I have the cockatiels, as you may know. They're quiet now. But it is a challenge to do a video with the birds in the back. But this is for me the best spot in the house to color, because I do have that natural light, and it is in the conservatory downstairs near the living room, so I can keep an eye on the dogs. I do have an office upstairs, but I use that for work, so that's not ideal to video. This is the terracotta, by the way. So I chose to move everything downstairs and make this my coloring space. And it's perfect when it's not 30 degrees outside and blazing sun. Then it is perfect. It's the best place because you have the natural light. Sorry. So I'm taking the darkest color and doing a little bit of shading under this edge here, giving it a little bit more pressure, like that. So, and now I'm going to go back from darkest to light. And I keep on doing that until I'm happy. And that's what I love about Prismas, and actually also Amazon paper. It can take a lot of layers if you start off with not a lot of pressure. And you can make a nice blend. I did struggle in the beginning with the Amazon paper, trying to find a perfect pencil brand. I knew Prismas were going to be the best ones, but I have some different pencils. I have the Colors, Castle Arts. Maybe I will do a video someday on the different pencil sets I have. And I'm trying to switch them up. Last week I did a page in Verbals, and I took out the Pablos, and that's a very nice combination to do. It's a good book to use your Pablos. So but usually my go-to set is Prismas, because I am still learning with coloring, and it's a very forgiving pencil to use with the blending and the burnishing, because of course it is very soft, especially now when it's this hot. By the way, it's a tip someone gave me: if your pencil is breaking a lot while sharpening, one, use a good sharpener. A dial is my go-to with my Prismas, but you can put them, when it's hot, put them in the sun, because it is a wax pencil, so the wax core will melt inside of the pencil, will soften, and hopefully stick the broken pieces back together again. So now I'm using actually a lot of pressure to burnish that yellow ochre into that canary yellow. And as you can see, that canary yellow gives that nice bright accent on the page, like that. And I see this is a little bit lighter than this side, so I'm going to mix in a bit more of the ochre in here. Let's see if the paper is a little bit more forgiving on this side. Put in some yellow ochre and a little bit more of the canary yellow. Oh, that's better. Like that. Well, those are the wings. Now here we have still some feathers, loose feathers, and I want to continue that combination on the bottom. So that is the mineral orange, yellow ochre, and canary yellow. So I'm going to put the other two to the side, and I'm going to do, now I know a little bit where I would like to put the transition between the colors. So as you can see, I will continue with this one color because I'm not going to change colors between every feather. Change it to the yellow ochre, and I have enough confidence now with the color combination to start with a little bit more pressure than in the beginning. No. Like that. And the canary yellow. It's funny that you picked this page actually to color for me, because that was the only page I thought, oh, I hope they don't pick that page, because I had no idea with the color combinations and which way to go. I still don't have, especially with the head. I still struggle. My mind is working overtime. What am I going to do with the head? So I'm starting with the easy bits and work my way to the difficult ones, where I have, maybe if I have done a little bit more of the other elements, I will get a more clear picture of what I am going to do with the head. Because I don't want to do you say that, deviate from the color combinations I chose, but my mind says it needs blue, but I want to stick to this color combination. So it will be oranges, yellows and reds, but I still have no idea which way I'm gonna go with this one. Like that. Well, that actually looks quite nice. I am going to speed it up a bit so I can do the rest of the elements, and then I will get back to you. Okay, let's first put in some shading. Where do I want the dark? I'm going to go over this pumpkin orange with my Crimson Lake. Maybe I will add another red, but I'm not sure yet. Maybe it will go smoothly with these two. So I am going to put some shading in under here and here. Told you this was a difficult one for me. And I don't know why. I don't know why this page gives me such a headache on how to color this one. But sometimes you just have that with a page. And that's the risk you take when you put out a poll on your YouTube channel. Well, hey guys, which one do I am I gonna color this week? And then you have the risk on the picking one that is your, how do you say that? Your nemesis or your Waterloo. No, it's not an ABBA song. Mama. Let's all sing an ABBA song. I really like ABBA. Makes me old. But they're just very good. It's not my typical genre, ABBA, but sometimes when you're in the car the whole day, I got my dirty little pleasures on the radio. And I am an 80s kid, so always love the 80s. Let's see, put in some bright red. This is the Scarlet Lake. I love this color. This is a really red. Red. I love the red. My favorite color is purple, by the way, but in my coloring pages I try to be as versatile as I can with my color palette. Some people do have a favorite color palette and they use it a lot and they make such beautiful pages. But I like to experiment with different kind of color palettes if I can. So I think my whole YouTube journey is, except from the learning curve, also all things out of the box and getting out of my comfort zone. Not playing it safe, just putting myself out there. And it sounds silly because in my job I need to be very assertive and always on my A game. And it's so weird that when I make these videos, I'm very insecure. You can call it insecure. And actually YouTube does that a little bit because of course you gain subscribers, but you also can lose subscribers. And losing subscribers is something that makes me really insecure. I don't know how my other YouTube creators are coping with that. In the beginning when I lost 1 or 2 subscribers, it made me question myself. Am I doing it right? Am I making the right choices? Am I doing something people like? But after a few videos, I came to realize that I'm also doing it for me because I like doing it. I like sharing my coloring journey with you, and you cannot please everybody. That's just it. And we all do our best. We all try to make interesting and beautiful videos, and we all try our best. I'm missing something in here. Wait, let me get my Prismas out of here. And I don't know what. It's a bit boring. Let me get the Tuscan red in there. And I also have the black raspberry. I forgot I got that. So let me get some black raspberry in there to get a little bit more shading and a little bit more definition. So this whole YouTube journey is pushing me out of my comfort zone, which is good. But there are days I am, a bit of insecure or afraid of putting myself out there. But I came to realize that I also do it for me. I cannot please everybody. And if you annoy, if my birds in the background sometimes are annoying, I know. I cannot kill them on the spot, you know. I'm not an animal hater, I'm an animal lover. So what do you expect me to do? But sometimes it's hard. You try your best, everybody tries their best, and you have an expectation, and when that is not working or that is not happening at the moment, then you need to adjust your goals or change something. So your comments are really helpful, you know. Sometimes it's really confronting. You say it like that? I don't know anymore. But it does help. So that is also why I do a lot of polls on my channel, to ask you, what would you like to see? And I know finished pages, whole videos, plan videos are the most popular, but you cannot fill an entire month with that. So it's sometimes it's searching for videos you like to make and what you like to watch. Again, the dog. I think I'm going to, let me see, put a little bit, no, that's the wrong one. A little bit more dark shadow in here. Like that, and you can see the paper is not going to take anymore. Yeah, I know this is not going to be my best work, but I realize it's very difficult to color and talk at the same time. It's the first time I'm doing this, so bear with me. Like that. All right, I am going to finish this one, the body off camera. And then I will see you right back, and then we're going to continue with the head. Okay, body is done. Next up, the head. I think for the head I do like a little bit of orange combination. So it's the terracotta, pumpkin orange and a mineral orange, and put in some yellow ochre, I think. Yeah, let's try that. Don't know yet what I'm going to do with this, because these elements run from her head into the back, and this one is different, so I really want to make this different from this. So I would like to make this yellow, more yellow than the head. So let's start with my darkest color. And let me see, put in darkest color here. So as you may notice, I did not have a plan for this one, and I've been thinking about this for days. I was planning to do this video on Friday, and on Thursday I still had no idea what to do with this. So then the heat came and I had a little bit more time to think about it. I must confess the color combination from Sarah Renee Clark, the cubes, helps a lot, because they give you direction on which way to go, but still with this one, I don't know, I just find it hard. I don't know the subject, or it's all the different elements. I just cannot pinpoint why I have so much trouble. Normally I just see a page and it just pops into my head, oh, this is how I want to do it. I'm working on a whip in a Disney one, in a grand block. I'm using my Kuretake Real brush pens for that one, and it just, wait, let me show it. It just happens. Look, this is how that looks right now, and it just happens. Sometimes you just see it. This is how I want to do it. And with this one, I have no idea. And I don't know why. Maybe because there is, and that's something I do myself, there is a kind of a deadline, because I was really not happy with myself. I couldn't make the Friday or Saturday deadline because of the heat. Am I still in frame? Yes, I am. I'm so sorry. But that's the pressure I put on myself. So maybe that's the case with this one. I knew I had to have a plan by Friday, and it just didn't work. My head just freezes up. I don't know how. Sometimes I just shut down. I don't know if people recognize that. There are some days I am really happy and everything works, and there are days that I just shut down. I got that since COVID. We had here in the Netherlands, I think we had 3 major lockdowns. So all in all, we've been at home for almost 2 years. And how do I say that? My social battery went from I think a car battery to a tiny battery that you put in a watch. I don't know. I don't have any social battery left anymore. So a lot of times I'm home just by myself, but it makes your world seem very small. You lose friends, it's very lonely sometimes, and a lot of days I can cope, and there are days I just can't, and then I shut down. I go sit on the couch and do nothing. Watch some TV. I'm a binge watching world champion, I guess. So I watch TV and I do nothing. It's usually in the weekends that my child is not here. She's with her boyfriend. And I'm not sad. Don't get me wrong. I have a perfect life, but to give you some an example, I have a very expensive motorbike in my garage, and I used to ride a lot, really a lot. It didn't matter if it's bad weather or good weather. I just took the bike out and I went. I got a new bike. I haven't ridden her. Yes, it's a her. Only 3 times. I've ridden 3 times this season. It's ridiculous. And here in the Netherlands, seasons aren't that. Oh, I like that. Wait. We're getting somewhere. The riding season is from March till September, October. It's not a very long time because the weather is always. Autumn is, horrible. So I have to put her in the away for the winter. But I just don't feel like it. And last week I was almost tempted to sell her. But a little voice inside my head said, don't do it yet. You might change your mind, and then when she's gone, she's gone. When you sold her, and then I do not have the money to buy a new one back. Because this one, it's not entirely my bike, to be honest. But those are the days. Yeah, it's difficult. And then you do feel lonely and alone. I do. I still have both my parents. Relationship with my parents is at this moment not perfect. We had an argument, we just not gonna talk this out yet. Maybe in the future. So ever since COVID, I changed for the better. I don't know. I used to be way more outdoorsy, going somewhere for drinks or going to see a band. You know, I do sing in a band as a hobby once a week, so I do get out of my house. But yeah, the urge to leave the house is gone, actually. And sometimes that worries me. Oh my God, I am rambling. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was so not going to ramble about my personal life on this one. Well, you do get to know me right now in this video. So I do hope you don't mind if I just ramble along over my first. Oh, what do I do? Do I go with this? Yes. So I don't know how you are coping with that. If you have the same feeling I have ever since COVID, ever since the lockdowns. I know for some people it was a really tough time. Actually, for me, it was a really tough time. My dad got COVID very early. Can I tell you about it without getting emotional? I'm gonna try. My dad had really bad COVID in how do we say that, the first wave. He got sick at the same time. My mom also got sick, and he had to be admitted in the hospital, and he was in the ICU for about 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks, with almost 8 weeks in a coma. He did survive, so I'm very grateful for that, but he has never been the same as he was. And I was first contact for the hospital in that time, so let's say I didn't sleep very well for 8 weeks. I was in the hospital every night. There was visiting from 6 to 8, so I worked. I went to visit my dad for 6 weeks in a row, and there were some moments that we thought he would pass, but he's still with us, and I'm very grateful for that. But that was a tough time, and I don't think I ever bounced back from that one. I think that's the one that hit hard. The emotions, you want to stay strong for your mother. Yeah, it's difficult. I'm still very emotional. I had a burnout after that at work. I couldn't work anymore, and still I have to be very careful. So I actually how am I gonna say that? Very grateful that I have you on the other side of my camera, supportive and just being there. And it doesn't matter what time of day it is, because we are all over the world. There's always someone there to color. So enough with the sobbing story about me. I actually like how her head is going to go right now. What I am going to do, I'm going to relieve you from my rambling. I am going to do the yellow ochre around her eye. I think that's a nice, let me see, a nice, yeah. Wait, yeah, love that. Yeah. So let me recap. We have the yellow ochre the pumpkin orange. No, let me put them in order. The yellow ochre, the mineral orange, the pumpkin orange, and the terracotta for the head. So I am going to finish her head on off camera, and I will be back in a sec. All right, finished the head, and I did the top piece. I changed the terracotta for the canary yellow. So the top piece I did with the lighter colors, so it popped a bit more. All right, going down, I'm gonna do the claws. I'm gonna base this with the yellow ochre first, because this is gonna be really relatively simple. And keep this part for a little bit of light, like that. And the other one as well, like that. So avoiding the stripes. Now we're gonna get the bright canary yellow and put that in here. Same as here. Looks a bit messy right now, but it's just for me to have a picture of how this is gonna look. I'm gonna do the orange, the mineral orange in there as well, I think. As you can hear, I set the cockatiels free for a while, because otherwise they are way too long covered. So if they become annoying, I will cover them up again and they will be quiet again. So let's put the mineral orange in a bit. I like this way of coloring. First, very lightly put in the different shading where I want the colors to go. You can always go darker. You almost never are able to go lighter. So, and doing it this way, it's a bit more careful. Oh, they're going to get short. They're not stubbies yet, but my Prismas are getting smaller. I do have a spare set, by the way, somewhere. And for the people in Europe, wait, I missed a spot. I buy my Prismas on Amazon US. They are a lot cheaper than when you buy them here in the Netherlands or somewhere in Europe, even with shipping. I do have Amazon Prime, but it only applies for the country you live in. So I never get free shipping when I order from the US. But I think Prismas right now in the US are in euros, I think 103. And 103 euros, and when I have to buy them in the Netherlands for 150 set, I will pay 265 euros for the 150 set. So it is worth the shipping to ship them from the US. But I do still have a spare set somewhere. I'm not someone who buys open stock. It is possible in the Netherlands to buy them open stock, but it's more, for me, it is better to just buy the full set in the States than buy them open stock here, because I do pay about €2.70 for one open stock pencil. And I actually use all the colors that are in the set. So if you see my Prisma set, wait, except the grays. I think the grays are going not that quickly. Wait, let me get my Prismas. You can see that. So some are actually quite small. You see I have a few whites. I have 3 whites. But yeah, and there's this one. And this is spring green. This one had a lot of breakage when sharpening, but I already had a spare from long time ago. So, and these are the only ones I bought open stock. These are the new replacements for, I think it was lavender and another color. So I just buy a new set, and then I know I have enough pencils left. So open stock is just not, yeah, it's more expensive than buying just the new set. But as I said, I do have a spare one, so I don't have to buy anytime soon, and it pays. It's also great. We have something in the Netherlands that's called Marktplaats. It's a website where people where it's a kind of eBay, but only for the Netherlands, and people do tend to sell their complete Prisma sets online. So that's also a great idea to buy cheap Prismas if you can get a good deal. And also it's also good for finding some really great cheap coloring books if you want to. So claws done. Alrighty, let me get me a sip of my drink. Well, what to do with the tail feathers? I really would love to incorporate black again. So my idea was to go from dark to lighter, but we have the transition of the red over here. So, but this black, my first idea was to do them like peacock feathers, but then I have to change my color palette, and I don't want to. So I am going to do this one black, but I'm going to use the glaze one, the gel pen, to spruce it up a bit. Her eyes I'm going to do with macarenes, so you will see those as well. So I am gonna do, let me see, this one, the black is going to do the glaze ones. So I'm going to do I think the Tuscan red or let me get a piece of paper. I don't have a big desk, so let me get a piece of paper. This is Tuscan red. No, this is the raspberry one. And this is Tuscan red. And then the black. Yeah, that will work. So my short-term memory is really bad. This one first. So we're gonna do this one first. This is the black raspberry. Sharpen it. And because it's a very small element, I'm not gonna do any blending or something. I'm just gonna give it a color. So this is going to be black. So this is going to be the black raspberry. Like that. And then the next ring is going to be the Tuscan red. Again, just simple, one color. You don't want to look like a carnival. or when we say in Dutch, circus tent. Like that. I'm going to burnish them in a moment, but first I have to pick all the colors. Then next up I'm going to do the Crimson Lake. I think this will turn out great. Crimson Lake next, and that I'm gonna blend, so I'm gonna do a little, just follow this element just around here with the Crimson Lake, a little bit bigger and a little bit in here, so it's like a little bit of a drop shape. And if you want to, you can do the sides here to give it a bit more depth, if you would like that. Like that. And then last but not least, I'm gonna take the Scarlet Lake. Especially with those small elements, keep a sharp pencil. I know we are very careful with our pencils, but having a sharp pencil really helps. And then we go around like that. And now it's very difficult to see because it's very lightly. So like that. So first of all, don't do the black yet because I'm gonna do that with the gel pen. I'm gonna finish this off with the black raspberry. Oh, you're gonna cry talking about breakage. Let's see if it will hold. Let's see. Trying not to break it again. So this is the black raspberry. This is the Tuscan red. Just burnish it. Oh, and for the sharp people among us, I did use a blender pencil for the body and for the head, because it's very large element, very big surface, so it was smoother using a blender pencil. And my go-to blender pencil is the, you can see that, the Caran d'Ache one. Okay, Tuscan red. Don't you hate it when you break it? Break it. It makes you cry. Oh. Moving on. Then the Crimson Lake. A little bit more pressure. Follow these lines a bit. Give it a bit more depth. Just go around like that. Go up. See? Like that. Make sure you cover all the edges. I'm gonna go back another time. All right. And the last color we're gonna use in this one is the Scarlet Lake. I'm going from the top, from the body, going down. I usually pinch a little bit of the next color with it so the blending will be a bit more smooth. Okay, like that. And you see the last color, I'm already burnishing it. So giving a bit more pressure, trying not to break the tip of the pencil. And I decided to do the bottom flames. Decided to base them with an alcohol marker. Make life a little bit easier after all that pencil work. And for this one, I am not gonna do anything with the background. I know people will make works of art with the background. Yeah, not for this one. Alrighty, let's take the Crimson Lake again. Darken this up a bit. And if you think the contrast between the Crimson Lake and the Scarlet Lake is not present enough, I don't know how you say that right correctly in English, but if you cannot see the difference very well, you can always pick a darker color, but I actually do like it like this. All right, that is how those are gonna look. Let me do another one for you, and then I will finish the rest off camera. So here I have, again, the inside is going to be black, but it's going to be the Jelly Roll glaze, using the black raspberry for the inside. And because I am happy with the colors, I'm using immediately a little bit more pressure. So like that. Then the Tuscan Red. Also, again, using the firm pressure. Really? If you could hear the dog in the background, it sounds like I have an enormous big dog. She doesn't weigh anything more than, how heavy is she? For 8 pounds? I think she's 8 pounds right now. And she needs to lose a little bit of weight. So that's the Tuscan Red. And next one is the Crimson Lake. Follow this edge. Again, a little less pressure when you go to the middle. So I put a lot of hard pressure against the side and a little less pressure. Otherwise it's very hard to blend when you go to the middle. It's like a little technique like that. And if you would like to, you can accentuate these parts. I can do that with this as well. See, still go over it. Paper's not gonna take that much. Oh, like that. So, last color, take the Scarlet Lake and start at the top, down, see the color difference between the two is not that huge, but I don't mind. I actually quite like it like this. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'm gonna get this. That's the only thing about this bird I'm not gonna like. And that's again still with the black line over there. Oh, you learn. That's what I also like about Camellia Angel cover books. You can keep it as simple as you like. And you can make it as intricate as you like. So it's your page. You decide what you do. I'll put this in a little bit. Yeah, I don't think you can catch it up on camera. That it's there, but it's there. All right. So that is how we're going to do the tail. Finish the rest off camera, and I am going to search for a alcohol marker for the flames. So I'm going to pick out colors for the eyes, so we can do the final stretch together when I get back. I'll see you in a sec. Okay, I'm back. We have finished most of the pencil work, and I pulled out some other supplies to do the finishing touches. First I'm gonna start with the fire below. Oh, by the way, I decided to keep these open because if you look at the image, this looks like some kind of shade, like there is a tiny hole in there. So if I would make that black, you will lose the effect. So for the fire / background, I have decided to take out Y2 sunflower and YR170 chrome orange. Sorry, I had to cover up the birds again. So now I do have a piece of paper in the back. I didn't have that with the pencil work. I tend to forget. I start with Y number 2 and put in some yellow. It's quite a dark yellow, but you know, with alcohol markers, when they dry, it always dries lighter than when you put it on paper. And it's stupid because I am a right-handed person and I always start on the wrong side of the page, but that's force of habit. So, as you know, with alcohol markers, try to stay a little bit from the edge because they tend to bleed, and then it will go over the edge. I'm not that really. Sometimes I'm really clumsy about with this. And it's also important, and when you do a big element, you keep going, because as soon as it dries, you will see it. You will get streaks. So it's important that if it's still wet, you have no problem. But as soon as it dries, it will streak. So let's do the big. I always try to, with this one it's not really possible, look for sections in large areas. So if there is a little overlap with another element, you can use that, or we'll try, and otherwise you'll have to try to hurry a bit. So it's a bit contradictive. Be careful with the lines, but do hurry. Otherwise you get these streaks like this one, and that's not what you're looking for. I'm a great fan of the brush tip from Ohuhu. Gives me a lot of control. I actually don't ever use, this one is chisel, and I have the 48 pastel set, that is one with a fine tip. Normally don't use that, but a few weeks ago I had a page with little fine elements, and I tried the fine tip for the first time. It actually went very well, so maybe I will use that more. I really would love Ohuhu if they are going to be sold open stock, but I don't think so. I have had this set for about a year now, and there's still, this is the 216, I think. If I need replacements, a lot of replacements, I think they do have refills. I don't know what is more cheaper, to do the refills or to just buy 327. Cross that bridge when we get there. For now, all my Ohuhus are still working perfectly, so I don't need to worry about that yet. Well, like that. I did think about doing this all gold, but no, it's way too much. I like a little bit of bling in my pages, but don't overdo it for me. I don't in my, if you want to go all the way with bling, fine by me. It's your page. I'm just not a blingy person. I like doing some embellishments, but maybe if I do more coloring chats and you get to know me a little bit more, I'm not really gothic, but I have a lot of black clothes. Not a lot of color in my wardrobe. Black is my, next to purple, my go-to color. So that was Y2, and now I have YR170. Let's see if I can put some, little bit of more definition in these flames by doing this. Just follow the edge and get the other one again out and go over that. Let's see if I like it. If I don't like it, I'm not gonna do it, because now I have to go all over again. So what do we think, guys? Not a fan, but I'm gonna keep it to a minimum. Just do the edges like that. Like this one. And when it comes to shading, pick a side, we always say. So I'm gonna do these sides in a different color. And I know fire doesn't look like that, but I do what I like and I do what I love, so I'm not a realistic colorist. So I just put it where I think it looks good. And that's the fun part about coloring. We are all different and we do it all in a different way. And there is no right or wrong. It's just how you like to do it. And I have a darker flame. Well, I don't care. Like that. And let's do it here. And on this side. Actually don't have a really steady hand, so they say it's muscle memory. It's the same as drawing. The more you do it, the more you train. It's like calligraphy. It's also muscle memory in your hands, so they say. All right, that's for the flames. Her eyes. No, I'm gonna do her beak first. I pulled out my Kareem Brush Marker Pros. These are water-based. These are gorgeous. And you can see the ink level in here. There are brush marker. I put this one. This is the gold for the beak. They are, am I in frame? They are very juicy. So despite they are water-based, they do have a tendency to bleed through. So be very careful. Let me check. Yeah, see? They're incredibly juicy. And this is my go-to combination for eyes in Camellia Angel cover books. This is Lush Green, Arctic Blue, and Turquoise, or turquoise, some people may say. I take the Lush Green and I do this part of the eye. They are really, really, really juicy. So also with these ones, be careful with the bleeding over the edge. Try to keep a tiny bit from the edge and you'll be fine. You need a bit of steady hand with this one. They have gorgeous colors. Absolutely really pretty. Oh, that looks quite good. Now I take the turquoise and I will do a little bit in the outside over here and also over here. And I take my lightest color, that's the Arctic Blue, and put in the bottom part. You can see how incredible, but you see here it goes over the edge, so I'm going to go over with a white to try to get that back. It's really difficult to keep it inside of the line art. So here also the darkest color, and be very careful. Like that. And then see, it's still running. That's a bummer. Hate it when that happens. And then you take the lightest color. Now I have to look for a, let me get, I think a white gel pen, if I can get that back. This is the acrylic marker, the artisan one. So I'm gonna do some, sorry for the noise. Let's see if I can wake it up. I'm not the type to wash all her brush tips, but alrighty, let's do some cute little accents in here and some here. Don't have to, but I like it. Gives a little bit of extra dimensions in the drawing. I'm gonna do here in the belly I love it. I'm gonna see if I can get the eye a little bit back to normal. Yeah, that's so much better. Like that. Let me see, where else do I have to? I'm always a bit hesitant to do it in the face area with the white. I think that quite looks funny, but I can do it in here. Some of these ones, not all of them. Like that. Well, I think she's done. I think she's done. Yeah. Labor of Love again. No, she's not done. She has nails. Let me see. My black pencil. I forgot the claws. Do that in black, not too dark. Always forget an element. Sometimes when I put it away or I write it in my planner that she's done, I see something that I forgot. All right, now she's done. All done. This really was a hard one for me, but I thank you for picking this one out, because this was an untouched book for me, so I can check this off the list. I hope you like this video. Me rambling for, I don't know how long this is going to be. I will post the new prompt video up tomorrow for the upcoming week. Thank you so very much for watching. If you help me grow the channel, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of the weekend. And I will see you in the next one.